Alright, so I know you guys are probably going to be expecting some kind of clever intro having to do with Evanescence or one of their songs, but I honestly have got nothing. Dudes and dudettes! Alright you guys, sorry about that very lame intro. I really couldn't think of anything to do in terms of Evanescence, but what have you. Already the video's title gives it away. Evanescence have finally announced a new studio album, their fourth one officially. And I've been waiting around for this album for a really long time, 6 years to be exact, ever since their last one came out in 2011. Now, if any one of you listen to Evanescence, then you know how the band works. You know that they change their lineups every now and again, and Amy Lee is kind of apparently some kind of drama queen or something, because she's always getting into, you know, arguments with the band, and that's why they change so much. And we've had quite a few different lineups over the years. Each studio album that Evanescence have released has had different lineups, with only Amy Lee being the original member. But that's why this new album excites me, because I thought for the longest time that Evanescence had pretty much disbanded. There was actually one point where it was just Amy Lee and no other musicians. So I think that for a new album to finally be announced, it is pretty exciting, but at the same time you get kind of curious, because like, I mean, back in 2011, like, the kind of sound that they had, the whole gothic metal, dark metal thing, was actually pretty relevant. It was still kind of cool, but nowadays, you know, in 2017 we have different musical genres, and I don't think that genre of metal is still very existent. But that's the thing, the new album, which is called Synthesis, is a very intriguing piece of work, because it's actually many of their older songs from past albums remixed with a more classic and moody feel, you know. And there actually is they released, you can watch it here, I'm gonna give you guys a link to it, the remix of Bring Me to Life that's coming out on this new album, and it has a much more classic and melodramatic sound to it, and it feels so melodramatic, so, you know, haunting almost. It's kind of frightening, but it's a much heavier sound. I actually prefer this version than the original song. Now, I think that the idea here is to sort of take what they have already, what made them what they are, and sort of upgrade it a bit, you know, to try to bring it up to today's standards. Now, I would be all for a completely new album with completely new songs, but this is a pretty good approach to it. So there are actually going to be 2 new tracks that have never been heard before, apparently, which is pretty exciting too in and out of itself. But I think that what they're trying to do here is interesting, but also it is a little lackluster. Let me try to explain. I think that a band with as much baggage as Evanescence, not that many studio albums, but they've been active for 17 years, you know, and but actually even longer than that. It's just because their first album released in 2000. So I think that maybe they have a lot more to offer. Amy Lee, for example, could certainly offer a lot more in terms of a songwriter. You know, she could give us a lot of new material, and they could record new songs completely and give us an entire new Evanescence, you know, a new image, because the band itself is different. They're not the same way they were, you know, all those years ago. Now, I'm not entirely sure what the congruent sound of the album will be, the actual concrete sound, but apparently it's going to take a lot of influence from classic music, you know, so it's going to sound very heavy, but not heavy as in, you know, heavy metal, but heavy as in really dramatic, really mellow, you know. And I honestly think that it could be a good approach to coming back to the music scene after so many years. I am very curious, I'm intrigued, I am excited, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I do feel like us fans are being owed a little more than that, you know. I think that after so many years, we could get a few more new songs, you know, just a few more. Don't have to give us an entire album, but just 2 new songs and all other remixes. Don't get me wrong, I'm psyched to hear the new album, because I heard the remix of Bring Me to Life and it just sounded great. It's just kind of weird how we're not gonna get, you know, any more in terms of that, because Amy Lee, the way she is, she consistently breaks up with her band, like it's a relationship. She breaks up with the band and everyone goes away and disbands. It's kind of like Paramore. It's like always people changing all over the place. And I don't know how long this is going to last, what this is about, you know, but I do hope that it goes on for quite some time and they can actually record some new material together. Evanescence was one of the first rock bands that I started listening to back when I was still getting into that musical genre. So they're literally one of the oldest bands that I still listen to today. And I really can appreciate that they're finally bringing us something new, you know. Most of the bands that I listen to, like my top favorite bands, they've been releasing new albums lately, and it makes me feel really good to have new material by these bands who I've been listening to since I was like a teenager, you know. And Evanescence is right up there. There was always like, whenever I was feeling down, I could always turn to Evanescence's songs to to feel like all depressed and moody and stuff, but they were good, you know, they actually brought me up even though many of the songs were talking down, you know. And we'll see where this goes, I guess that's pretty much all I can say. I already knew this wasn't going to be that long of a video. I just wanted to sort of, you know, show my mixed emotions, my mixed feelings over this, you know, to see like where it's gonna go, how this is gonna progress and whatnot. So when the album finally does release, when it does come out and I've listened to it from start to finish, I'll record another video that's gonna be longer and more detailed. And if you guys happen to be excited for it or not too excited, share your thoughts down in the comments. Tell me, you know, let's discuss a little bit about what this album is gonna bring, and let's look forward to it. You know, let's see. They have announced a live tour coming up for it. I'm not sure I'll be able to attend, but I'll try to keep up with everything that they're gonna be doing, and we'll see where this goes. That's it for now, guys. This is Igor Chesterfield signing off for now. And as always, I'm really tired. I'm gonna take a nap after this. I will see you guys in my next video.